Welcome back to Circle Club Entertainment for yet another Diecast review. Today we have ourselves a retro Diecast review. This one right here, man, did you guys want to see this one? I checked the poll that I put up of what the first of the three retro Diecasts that I got, which should be the first review of the three. Of course, we had this one right here and the two Brett Moffitt trucks. And this one won by quite a wide margin. 83% of you guys on that poll wanted this to be the first retro diecast review. And so we are going to deliver on that today. Here's Matt Dibenedetto and his 2018 PlanBSales.com Pink Edition. Number 32 Ford Fusion for Go Fast Racing. Also, welcome back to the Cup Series Go Fast Racing. I saw a post of a 32 Camaro next gen. They'll be coming back. But of course, this is, for today, a 2018 diecast right here. This is going to be the pink version of the Plan B sales. And I gotta say, there have been a few Plan B sales paint schemes of number 32. And I gotta say, this has got to be one of the most unique ones. And it's probably also going to be the most unique diecast in my collection. I honestly really like the design of it. I do have a few, maybe a couple of Cure for Cancer awareness themed paint schemes in my collection. Not very many. They're just really hard to find. But this one right here is extremely incredible. This one, of course, chrome wheels on it. That also helps it stand out that much more. Of course, Matt Dibenedetto, 2018. He's driving for Go Fast Racing in number 32. Let's take a look at the box right here. As you guys can see, 2018 Fusion. The 2018 style box, so that's why this is a quote-unquote retro, although 2018 is not too long ago compared to others, but I figured I'd throw this one in there for diecast reviews. I just saw it, I picked it up, and, thought it was cool. I thought it was something unique for my collection. By the way, shout out to C34 diecast booth. That's really the place to get a lot of the diecast, especially some of the older ones like this one. So yeah, shout out to them. This is a really cool paint scheme to get. So without further ado, let's get this diecast out of the box. And I didn't pause the camera for this one. Whoops. Usually I pause the camera before I open the diecast, but not today, I guess. Here it is, brand new out of the box. And I gotta say, this thing, I actually, now that it's on camera, I do not regret picking up this diecast one bit. And of course the camera, as you can tell, trying to get used to the bright color here. And I definitely say it has a more of like a hot pink look in real life when a light is hitting it. I know the camera's making it look like a lighter shade of pink than it really is. I mean, it's still bright. It's bright enough, don't get me wrong. It just has a slightly different look in person. But keep in mind, yes, this is a pink paint job on this car. Of course, check that out. Chrome wheels on top of the bright color. This is definitely going to be a standout diecast in the collection. So, without further ado, let's get this diecast review on. So you have number 32 in the front right here. You have Go Fast Racing, Ford Fusion. So we've looked at a couple of this model, the 2018 model Ford Fusions on this channel. This just happens to be another. Let's look at the front corners here. You got Moog, Mal, Comp, Edelbrock, and Sunoco, where they usually are, if I can zoom in. Of course, these older models having more contingency sponsors than others. You have the little Ford logo down there. You have Happy Birthday, Lauren. I'm not sure exactly who this Lauren person is, but she has her name on the car. And I'm going to try to read some of these names. You have, let's see what that says, Anita Wright, Aaron Ross, and Kim Harris. Let's see, is that Brent and, ooh, it starts with a name, L something Powell. It's kind of too small for me to read. You have Tracy, ooh, these names. You really have to have the 124 to read all the names. And of course, Kyle, what does that say, Bama? I believe that's what that says. Please correct me if I'm wrong. If any of you guys that are on this car, please correct me on the pronunciations of these. There's just so many names on here. You have the pink Plan B sales logo. Of course, has that chrome look to the lettering, which is very cool. It's on all the Plan B cars. It looks pretty nice in the pink. And what I love about Plan B sales I'm going to stop and talk about this for a second. I love how they changed and altered the colors of their logo to match certain paint schemes. They are extremely flexible, and sometimes they even change the font. This one, of course, having the standard Plan B look, but the color is changed, so pretty cool. I love the flexibility, the flexibility they have in terms of what they allow the teams to do with the paint scheme and use their logo. It's pretty good. You have Goodyear and black. You have the yellow on the wheels themselves with the beautiful chrome rims, the silver rims, which back in the day used to indicate a rookie, but nowadays you can use it anytime you want. You have NASCAR race car, Mechanics Wear 3M, Lincoln Welders, and Flowmaster. You got number 32. Matt Dibenedetto, a weird like flag. I cannot read. It's probably a state flag from somewhere. It's kind of too small for me to read. You have Ford, and oh boy, these are going to be hard to read. You have Ford, Go Further. I'm only going to read the ones I can read. Can-Am. And, yeah, the rest are just too small for me to read. So, yeah, those are all the little sponsors in the B-pillar right there. You have number 32, you have Zynga Poker. That's an interesting sponsor. You have Little Joe's, Zach. Man, these are so small for me to read. I cannot make some of these out. US Chrome. And that's as far as I'm going to go with that. The rest are really too small for me to read. Southern Pride. Something Inc. down there. Trucking Inc. It looks like it says Trucking. Southern Pride Trucking Inc. You have PlanBSales.com. I am not even going to begin reading all those names right there. You're going to have to get the 124 for that, because there was a 124 this made. I believe the Super Squad, shout out to his YouTube channel, has one of these in the 124. Of course, Can-Am. On the back, you have Ford. You have Cirkule B Motorsports Auctions.com, or Plan B, just a little B, Motorsports Auctions.com. Number 32, Go Fast. Ford, where it would usually be on a factory Ford Fusion, and then Ford again on the back bumper right there. And then you have the motorsportsauctions.com logo again with some more names surrounding it. Like I said, you really have to get the 124 to make these out. PlanBSales.com, Dibenedetto. So many different ways to say his name. You got number 32 on the top. So without further ado, let's get this the paint scheme review out of the way here. Start out with the numbers. You have a black shadow, a pink outline, and a white number fill-in for the doors, as well as the front and the back is going to match the roof. We're about to take a look at that. Pink number fill-in, white outline, and a black shadow outline. Looking pretty sharp. Of course, the really, really small spoilers of these older model, of course, the 2018 and 2017 type cars. Really, really small, nubby spoilers to these. Of course, the black roof rails on the top, and of course, the yellow splitter. So, nice to see a colored-in splitter. I miss seeing those. I loved how it actually changed the look of the cars instead of being black all the time. Splitter color. So now it's time for the main paint scheme. So they spray painted this, that wild, bright, hot pink color. It really stands out, especially when you put it next to other cars in your collection. But looking at it from the hood, of course, you got a stripe here that honestly curves, or not curves, it's like slants a little bit. It's just kind of like pointy. It's like a little pointy. Imagine like an arrow, how it kind of has an angle to it. If you flip it upside down, it looks like a trapezoid, so that you can have part of the hood have some pink on the sides, and then mostly white. And then you flip it over to the nose right here, and some of the white wraps a bit behind the OEM details right here. It's not perfectly lined up on mine, but you kind of get the idea of what it would look like. So yeah, that beautiful, nice pink stripe, or white stripe on top of the pink. Looking pretty nice right there, very sharp. Unfortunately, you have a little paint chip right there. That's not too bad of a deal there, but still there. Yeah, I love how that stripe is just kind of slants right there. It looks super good. I love how it's sort of skewed like that. Kind of makes it have some shape to it, not just a generic stripe, you know what I mean? Top is all white here. Deck lid is all white. As you can see, that white stripe kind of continues over onto the top, the deck lid, and then the back of the car, as you can see. Looking at it from the side, you're going to have a little pink swoop go across the side right here. It's not going to like take up the whole side, of course, just like a thick little stripe here that swoops from the rear quarter window, from the top of the black roof rails, past the rear quarter window, through the door number, and towards the front wheel well right there. And then you're going to have a bit more white right here. It's just a little, another little stripe right here, a fancy little swoop right there. Then you have another swoop towards the rear quarter panel right there. Of course, the American ethanol at the time before it was the bioethanol. Then you have a pretty nice pink shaded checkered flag pattern here as well, as you can see behind the white stripes. Definitely does look extremely well on this. I love the look of it. Kind of adds some more depth to this paint scheme. It really needed it. If it was just all plain pink, it wouldn't look as good as it does. But man, to have that pattern on there is super nice. Of course, you can see differentiate the dark pink and then the bright pink, like square checker pattern on the door right there. Really, really nice. I love looking at that because it really does. Like I said, it adds more depth to it. And of course, we discussed the back was all white because this little swoop right there, this stylish little design towards the back, swoops from the quarter panel and then just plain white on the back. Very stylish. It's subtle, but yet still stylish enough to stand out in a pack of 40 cars. I gotta say, I love the look of this one, as we're gonna get into the 360 view of this as we're talking about it. Like I said, if you're a Matt Dibenedetto collector, or just a NASCAR collector, or you're collecting the Plan B paint schemes, this is one that it's gonna stand out if you don't have this car. He's like, what? That one's missing? Or if you have it in your collection, it's going to stand out. It's like, oh, he definitely has that car. He or she definitely has that car, and it stands out. I gotta say, man, this paint scheme is just simply incredible. It's simple, yet effective. But it also has enough depth on it, particularly with the checkered flag pattern. I love the way that looks. Just a beautiful car. It's the top profile of this course, Generation 6. So you got your door number in the middle and all that stuff, and just the 5-lug wheel. But here's the chassis of this car. Yeah, guys, I really like this one. I'm glad I started with this one first. It puts me in a good mood to see a paint scheme that is pink and white that is done very well. I gotta say, one of the cooler 2018 diecasts. I gotta say, we are lucky to get this one produced. Usually some of these backmarker cars don't get made. However, Plan B Sales is pretty good with getting their diecast released. If you have a Plan B Sales sponsor on your car, Plan B Sales is definitely going to make sure that that car gets produced, which I really like about them. I don't really think there's ever been a Plan B Sales car that has not been made. Maybe I'm wrong about that. There are a few that I'm thinking of that I don't remember actually being made that were actually sponsored by Plan B Sales, but I gotta say, most of them have been done. Most of them. So this is definitely going to be one of those that are going to be floating around out in the ether for sure. But this is a really, really nice car, though. I love this one. It is super, just beautiful, man. Beautifully done car. And if you were lucky enough to get your name on this car, congratulations. You got yourself on a pretty cool, or your name on a pretty cool paint scheme. So if you're one of these people and you don't have this car, definitely try to look for it. Or maybe you were given this car. I'm not sure exactly how this went back in the day, but all I know is that I got my hands on this one at the C34 diecast booth. And who knows, we'll try to get some more of these older school Gold Series cars. That way we can do some more diecast reviews. Like I said, we're not sure exactly what's going to happen with 2024 stuff on this channel, but definitely going to still have some diecast reviews on this channel, and you're going to get cars like this. So thank you all for checking out this diecast review. What do you guys think about this car? Do you have this car in your collection? Are you looking forward to getting it? As far as I remember, there were only 2 of these left at the C34 diecast booth. Of course, this was one of the 2 that were left. There may have been a few more. There were just a whole pile of them lined up, and even some on top of each other. Some are just tucked in beneath other ones, so you might even find more. Without further ado, guys, that has been the review of Matt Dibenedetto's 2018 Plan B Sales Pink number 32 Ford Fusion for Go Fast Racing. Thank you all for checking out this diecast review. Comment, like, and subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next diecast review. And always remember to make sure you know what you're doing when you're putting the decals on your diecast.